Imagine having the freedom to create your own schedule, make a meaningful impact, and attract your ideal clients as a healer. In this video, I'm going to unveil 5 tips that will help you lay the foundation for a successful healing business. Get ready to unlock the key to your entrepreneurial dream. I want to start the conversation about what it really takes to create and run a successful and profitable online business, especially when you are an empath, intuitive, or sensitive soul running a business as a coach or healer. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am Chelsea Fournier, aka Intuitive Business Mentor. And on this channel, I talk about how you can design and run an online business that you love and that loves you back. As you explore the videos on this channel, you will find inspiration, encouragement, and very practical tips and tutorials on how you can launch and grow a business online as an empath, as a sensitive soul, navigating this crazy online world. I am here to help you blend beautiful business strategy with the power of your own intuition and even your human design, because the world needs your gifts as a talented coach or healer, and you deserve to earn a living doing what you love. If you've been watching a couple videos, like what you see, and have forgotten to subscribe, make sure to subscribe and also hit that little notifications bell to become aware when I share new videos that are absolutely going to help you. I do want to make this into a little bit of a series, so if you have questions or want me to dive deeper into any of the topics that I cover, make sure to put that into the comments below and I will come back and create some new content. Today, I'm talking about what it looks like to start a business from scratch. Many of the women I work with have amazing training, certifications, knowledge, expertise, and for some reason, they have decided that the time is now to truly take their gifts, swirl it all together, and turn this thing into a real business. No more treating it like a hobby or just doing free sessions or readings for friends and family. It's time to think about stepping into their full power, energy, and potential as a coach or healer and really explore what it could look like to actually make a living doing what they love. So for you, whether you were born with your gifts, you have gathered knowledge over your lifetime, or just graduated from some kind of a certification or training, you know you're amazing at what you do. And I'm just here to help you organize your vision into real steps that you can take to start your healing business on a solid foundation for the future. The first tip for you to launch a successful business as a coach or healer is to get clear on what you want to offer and who you want to offer it to. And I know that this is in and of itself can feel like there are so many little baby steps added up to this one big tip, but you cannot skip this process. For example, if you are an energy healer, how do you want to package your services? Do you want to only offer one-on-one sessions, one-off bookings on your calendar, or do you prefer to work with people maybe over a course of time, such as in a series or a package with a longer commitment? Or is your method or modality of work best delivered in a small group cohort? Knowing that literally everyone on this planet is made of energy and creates energy, right? Are you serving everyone on the planet to help them overcome trauma? Or can you start to narrow down and get more specific about who you serve? This can be a bit of a chicken and egg situation because getting clear on what you want to offer may help inform who you want to serve and vice versa. I have a phrase for this. I say, the clearer it gets, the clearer it gets. Don't stress. If you're super clear that you want to work with people over the course of 8 sessions and you want to sell a package, but you aren't quite sure who you want to serve specifically, celebrate the clarity on the how and remain open to the clarity on the who. If you need more specific guidance on what types of services or offerings may be good for you to offer and how to price those services, you can download my free intuitive pricing guide, and I'll make sure to link that in the show notes because this first step is so critical, and I have mapped out a simple process for you to get really clear on what you offer, how you price it, and how you're going to truly get paid what you're worth and call in the right audience and clients. So make sure to check that out if it's an area that you desire support in. No big surprise here. The second tip is to start building your audience. I know it can be tempting to hide in the shadows, especially as an empath or sensitive soul, as many coaches and healers are. You may struggle with people pleasing, imposter syndrome, or really sharing your truth and activating your voice in your content online. This may be a stretch area for you, but really committing to growing a community online and growing your audience on at least one platform is so important. Now, I ask you, what do you look for in communities that you enjoy, or channels or feeds that you like to follow? I like when I know what to expect from a feed. I can trust they will keep showing up and be consistent, and I feel like they're really speaking to me. Getting clear on who you help is a part of this, and then committing to what type of content you're going to create, where, how often, etc., etc. Now, I have a story to share on this. One of my former clients, Caitlin, was a new breathwork facilitator, and she wanted to support women in their 20s and 30s to overcome anxiety. She liked doing one-on-one work, but she also really enjoyed running in-person live events. She wanted to grow her business and audience online, and she didn't want to be overwhelmed trying to create content everywhere or burning herself out in that creative aspect. So she committed to showing up and creating content every single day, 5 days a week on Instagram to speak to that ideal client. She wanted to add value, to share inspiration, and be authentic and share her story. She started mixing up reels and carousel posts in her feed, and in less than 2 weeks had someone who found her from a reel, who followed her, clicked through, and booked a session to work with her. How awesome is that? Now, her ideal client has evolved since then, which you are allowed to do, so don't freak out about niching down too much. But this traction truly gave her some glimmers of hope that she was on the right path. Now, tip number 3 is that in order to lay a solid foundation for your online business, you kind of need to treat it as you would any other business. Now, if you don't have any business background, you're not a former business lawyer like me, or education, this can feel overwhelming right off the bat, and I totally get that. As a former small business lawyer and now a business coach who has mentored hundreds of business owners of all walks of life and backgrounds, I know that there are certain things that every business needs to explore and decide upon. And it can feel so exciting, to set up a business and then just immediately start learning these sexy skills and trying to go viral on social media. But at the end of the day, how you will create a sustainable business that can be here 5 months from now and maybe even 5 years from now is by treating your coaching and healing business like a startup. You want to explore and receive guidance on whether you should be setting up some kind of a limited liability company, obtaining your federal tax ID number, getting client contracts in place, exploring licensing or insurance that would make sense for the work that you do where you live. You're also going to want to feel comfortable with how to set up a business bank account for your business, how you keep financial records, how you're going to pay your business expenses, and also to pay yourself. That's the point of a business. And you know what? Time and time again, I have helped new business owners realize that these questions they're having in the beginning, you're not unusual, you're not alone, and you're not dumb if you don't know the answers to these questions or have clear steps that you know you want to take. But getting this foundational stuff in place will help to hold a solid masculine structure so that you feel safe running your business and you feel ready to flow and expand and step into that greater abundance. Now, if this is an area you know you want support and you already have a bazillion questions, you may want to explore my intuitive business community, because my course, Soulful Startup, is actually included in the course materials of that membership. Plus, inside the membership, you get access to a community and monthly Q&A call where you can come ask me these questions, and literally there is no dumb question. Tip number 4, create your online ecosystem. To me, this means getting really clear on what you do and do not need when it comes to software. I know that you want it all to be simple, streamlined, look professional, and for most of us, that boils down, at least in our minds, to having this beautiful website with robust resources, links, and steps people can take to work with you. But as you're starting out, you may not be clear enough on all of the details of your branding, your messaging, your offers, your pricing, your logo, your colors, or your client journey to map that all out right off the bat. And to be honest, it's not necessary. There are so many tools and software options now that can help you have a beautiful and simple landing page, calendar, email marketing, systems, course hosting without needing to have a full-blown website. I remember when I first launched my coaching business, I spent so much time trying to set up a WordPress site, and this was back in 2012, so it was way more complicated back then. And because I was still working full-time as a lawyer, fairly tech inept, and spending all of my part-time work hours trying to build a damn site, I really struggled to find time to actually market my coaching package or offer, and I just really struggled to even get people to sign up for my free webinars because no one knew what I did. So now I recommend my favorite all-in-one software ecosystem right now is called System.io. It's a competitor of like Kajabi and Kartra and ClickFunnels, and it has a free tier of access, not just free trial, free tier. And you can run your entire business right off the bat with your website, your bookings, everything that you're going to need. And I'll make sure there's a link in the show notes to that resource if you want to. Now, I know this is kind of a big topic to tackle in one video, so if you have questions, make sure to put them in the comments below and I will address them in a future video. Now, tip number 5, this last tip is about self-leadership, entrepreneurship, and growing your business with integrity. It's not rocket science, but it needs to be said. Take the time to get really clear on a core priority for you and your business, and then get super specific about goals that would work backwards to move that priority forward. For example, You will feel super spread thin and struggle to get traction in your business if you think that in the next 6 months or even 3 months, you could launch an in-person workshop series, fill your one-on-one session calendar, and also launch a podcast with a friend because that sounds fun. That's so many things that will have unique skill sets, micro decisions, and challenges to overcome as you gain those skills. Instead, if your core priority was to fill your one-on-one session calendar, then you could break that down into specific and achievable goals. I teach having 3 supporting goals to move that core priority forward, and they don't all have to be business focused. For example, to fill your one-on-one session calendar as your top priority, you might have 3 goals that would look like this. 1, get simple software set up to manage my calendar and allow new clients to pay, book, and receive reminders for our sessions. 2, post 5 times a week on Instagram to begin growing my audience and promote a free discovery call with me. 3, make sure I maintain my spiritual practice and daily walks to move my body and energy. I'm happy to dive into any of these 5 tips in more details on future videos on this channel. If there's one of the tips that you know you struggle with, comment below which I should cover more in depth next. Now that you know more about what you need to do to launch a successful healing business, that alone won't help you earn a real living doing what you love. You still need to explore more about how to price your services so that your business will be sustainable. But how do you do that? Well, it starts with watching What to Charge for Healing Work, my next video, because when you combine the 5 tips that you just learned with clarity on what you should be charging for your sessions and services, as a coach or healer, it's 10 times more powerful. So see you in the next video.